Really wasn't sure what was more depressing, keeping it up or taking it down. I guess it's officially more depressing to keep it up, so. And you just keep finding more and more stuff. Relationships are tough, man. Shit, Napoleon conquered half the fucking world, but he still settled for a cheating-ass wife. Isn't that crazy? And I used to look at dudes like Napoleon and be like, what the f are you doing? But nowadays, I kinda get it. Not fully, in terms of the cucking, but just a little bit. There's just some shit that you don't get until you get your heart smashed into 1,000 pieces. I used to think that everybody knows what depression feels like, but that shit is not true, because your boy was depressed as f. They say every good story needs a proper ending, so I guess it's time to tell this one. I'll give you guys like a brief intro. I don't even know where to start. We met when I was 18, around the time I was graduating high school. And I was such a different human being back then. Like this whole chasing your dreams and that part of myself was not there. You know, I had to worry about how I could actually make a living and have a career and not be homeless. And so I was in this very lost stage of my life because I always had problems trying in school. Sometime around then, I had a friend that played in a band and there was this girl in the band and I was like, hey, let's do a photo shoot. And she was like, okay. Then we kept talking after the photo shoot and we just clicked. I guess it's that classic opposites kind of attract, but then back then we weren't totally opposites. We were like kind of somewhat on the same page, different sides of the page, but not completely different books. She was just such like a big dreamer, you know, and she always wanted to move out of the city and do creative stuff. And that kind of energy was just so infectious. It was just really cool getting to know somebody like that. And eventually we started dating. About a year into it, she moved away for school, but we kept things going on with long distance. You know, this is the thing where old people are like, oh, well, like, you don't know what real love is. And younger people just can't relate because most people haven't been in a relationship for 5 years. 5 years is a fifth of my life. That's literally over 20% of my life. So we kind of grew up together. I mean, she was with me when I was in school, when I got my first accounting job, when I got fired from that first accounting job, when I dropped out, when I made pizza, when I finally got my shit together. And that was something that I'll always be grateful for. I remember the day I dropped out, my mom was like, yo, you know your girl's gonna break up with you, right? And I was like, I don't think that's true, but you never fully know how things are gonna pan out. But it was pretty cool that I got to stick it up to my mom. Like, you know, like that didn't happen. At the end of the day though, we're kind of opposites. And I don't know how, but sometimes we've miraculously arrived at the same conclusions. I don't know if we got blinded by it all or if we just grew further apart over the years. But yeah, one day she was like, we're probably a better match for other people. Like when she broke up, I was like, no, I get it, it's cool. I went to the gym and I worked out for like 15 minutes. And then I was like, man, this is not right. So then I went back to my apartment and I was like, did you think about like this thing? And she's like, yeah, like I thought about that. And I was like, oh, okay. I happened like four times. It's because you don't want to let your like pride or like ego get in the way. You don't want to like say how you actually feel. But then the last time I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like not literally, but like. There were a lot of big text bubbles sent.
You know you shouldn't have texted or called. But like,
everybody advised against it.
From the third person, it's so clear. But like when you're like going through the breakup,
I guess conclusions are always a little ironic. I'm usually the more pragmatic lover, and she's usually the more idealistic lover. In the end, we kind of did a full 180. But I think it's kind of cool that we ended off that way. We ended off understanding perspectives that for so long we struggled to understand. What do you exactly mean by like, you want to date somebody like different? And she's like, no, I want to date somebody that like thinks like me. I get the compatibility thing, but I also find it kind of crazy. After that, like we had like a cool talk, just kind of being thankful. Cause like it was like a good relationship. We were just like, hey, like we're thankful that this thing that we tried out was healthy, even though like it didn't work out. Which is why it took her so long to like be like, you know what, like maybe we're not compatible. No, I was like, thanks for like supporting, you know, like when I dropped out and like all that kind of stuff. And then she was like, thanks for like, she's like, you helped me through like a lot of that. It starts off fucking terrible. You're eating food, but you don't even have an appetite. You order your favorite meal on Uber Eats, but you just want to throw it up the second you take a bite. Then one day you get so hungry that you regain your appetite. I guess that's a good thing. You know what it is? Your whole parasympathetic nervous system basically doesn't know what to do. That's why you feel queasy. That's why you feel so low energy. The first time I was extra upset because she's like, I just don't like love you anymore. And I was like, how do you like, what? But no, she's like, I just don't think it's like a good idea long term. But she's like, no, like obviously like I'm not over it. Like I still love you or whatever. And I was like, okay. Like that's like cool. She's also like, she's like so nice about it.
At least become a bad person so that I can hate you.
Yeah, exactly. But eventually you realize that, you know, you're not a bad person. They're not a bad person. Sometimes things just don't work out. Every experience you go through in life carries you forward to the next one. Some things aren't meant to be, but they're meant to happen. Do I or do I not send another message?
Oh my god, you're fucking crazy.
No, I'm kidding.
You look a lot better. You look like me now. You look like me.
Jesus. I don't fucking know. I'm like, I don't care. I want my person. But that's so sappy. You're so done.
Listen.
I'm vlogging my breakup.
I think it's a good, I don't know if I would post it, but like, make it.
I think I'm gonna post it.
I would watch it. But like, you're already in your healed phase though. Like, you should have started vlogging like the second you broke up.
Okay, I don't want to say I'm over because like every time I say I'm over, that bipolar phase kicks in. After the phone call, I was like, dude, like I'm like so like fine now. I slept like 3.5 hours and I woke up and I was like, it's not okay.
Like for once, it's actually refreshing for me not being the one that's like, I need help me out of this place.
You're like, it's refreshing that you're depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
This fucking guy. Dude, oh my god, that does not feel okay. I already have recent trust issues. This is
I thought you don't get
I'm not.
It's too much.
The swing is too much.
I thought you don't care anymore.
I don't know, I guess I lied. How spicy is it? Yo. Oh. No, the handle on the bag broke. The world keeps moving on, whether you want it to or not. But just like the world, you're moving, even if you don't always see it. I think Nami's like, she doesn't know what she likes. I think she likes toxicity.
I feel like Nami's like I only like being friends with the boys.
Like I said, Levy, you have a lot of potential. Like, you really do. Don't let it go to waste.
Just like everything else in life, you don't see the small changes, but it starts adding up. And one day, you're just this little bit better. Letting go is hard. It's comforting to think that you can fix everything, but you can't. Sometimes you just gotta believe that things will work out, even if things don't work out the way you wanted them to. I think in a weird way, like, oftentimes like your relationships are like a reflection of where you want to go.
Yeah.
Like when I wanted to go to college and like be an engineer, like it was like a different kind of.
People around you were different?
The people around me were different, and it was a different kind of person that like I would want to like date. Right.
Oh.
Yeah. And nowadays it's kind of like I'm not exactly sure what it looks like, but I sense that like it's gonna be a little different. Being a child is not knowing bad from good. Being a teenager is being bad but meaning good. Being an adult is, I think, realizing that the bad times make for the good times. I had this one conversation that really hit home. I don't care so much about being in a relationship, but I do care about finding that person. But she was like, you know, you're stressed out about it because it's so rare, but that's also what makes it so special. If it wasn't rare, you wouldn't even want it. And I was kind of like, damn, you know, like that's kind of...
Although you're earthbound.